In this video I'm going to be quickly going through the formulas and equations that you need to be familiar with in terms of acid rain. So you would have found out in your study so far that it's generally the oxides of nitrogen and sulphur that we are discussing when we're talking about the formation of acid rain. In each of those cases you need to be able to recognise the primary pollutant and write an equation to show how it forms, the secondary pollutant, write an equation to show how it forms, and also write the equations of the acids that form from those pollutants. Okay, so if we start by having a look at the oxides of nitrogen, our primary pollutant is our nitric oxide, and that forms when nitrogen gas in air and oxygen gas combine given the right conditions. From that, the nitric oxide can go on to form nitrogen dioxide, which is our secondary pollutant. So, just to recap, we get our primary pollutant, the nitric oxide. Once that's in the atmosphere, it can then go on to react with oxygen to give us our nitrogen dioxide, which is our secondary pollutant. Once in the atmosphere, our nitrogen dioxide can react with water to produce acids. Okay, and so what you want to take note of in this situation is that it is the nitric acid that we are considering when we're talking about acid rain, because it is a strong acid, and therefore it ionises completely, having the greatest influence on pH. Okay. So once the sulphur dioxide is in our atmosphere, it can further react with oxygen to go on and form our secondary pollutant, which is sulphur trioxide. Okay, so just to recap that, our primary pollutant, that is what is emitted into the atmosphere, is sulphur dioxide. That can then further go on to react within the atmosphere to form our sulphur trioxide. So both sulphur dioxide and sulphur trioxide can react with water in the atmosphere to produce acids. Sulphur dioxide forms sulphurous acid, and sulphur trioxide forms sulphuric acid. And again, in this case, it is the formation of sulphuric acid, so that comes from our sulphur trioxide, that we are concerned with because this is a strong acid. Therefore, it fully ionises, significantly lowering pH and contributing to acid rain. Okay, so just to recap, for both the oxides of nitrogen and sulphur, you should recognise the primary pollutant, the secondary pollutants, not just by name and formula, but also to write the equations for their formation. And lastly, you should be able to write the equation for the formation of the acids that contribute